Is it nighttime? Did I waste the entire day building extra rooms? It better just be extra stormy, and based on the lighting, I think it is just the weather that's making it this dark. But we're off to the corruption. Partially to loot some of it. I believe the boss spawns on either 3 or 4 orbs. So we're just going to break 2 of them. And it's not orbs, we have crimson, so it's hearts. But hopefully one of them will drop a firearm, which means we can then get the arms dealer NPC. If not, we'll at least get some good stuff from him. There's also the panic necklace, which increases speed after you get hit. There is the... I assume there's a pet attached to it that produces light, which would be nice. I know there is one for the crimson. Or the corruption, rather. I'm gonna get these two mixed up constantly. Oh, and I forgot to place the sunflower near the edge of it. To prevent a little bit of spread while we're here. No reason not to. I probably should have brought 2, one for either side. But I believe for the current conditions of the game, that should be enough to completely block the spread in that direction. Let's collect our tombstone. And what is this? Is this 3 on top of each other? 3 of these caves. It certainly looks like it. There's the gun for this area. Oh, there's just 2 exposed over here. I don't suppose our current hammer can just break it, can it? Oh, it can. There's one exposed down there as well. And the boss has awoken, so we're gonna run. I believe this. We don't have enough magic to use it. Okay then. We only have 20 and we need 26. do not have enough fallen stars to get a new one. No matter. And the arms dealer's moved in. So we also don't need that in our inventory anymore. Okay, it is actually night now, I think. But we're gonna head out anyways, we should be fine. Look, the thorns are taking care of the enemies. But, yeah, we will be aiming for beyond the Crimson. Boomerang, not great. I suppose we might as well grab that marigold. It's a dye ingredient, so it sells for, I believe, 20 silver by default. Okay, will we get the fisherman on our first try? It doesn't look like it. Well, let's at least see what ocean-going treasures we can find. If any. And we made it out with just a heart. Okay, let's see what was actually in that chest. A trident, which is not good enough to replace our weapon. Some gills potions. And stuff we already had. Okay, we've increased our magic a bit, and now we can head towards the left side of the world. We will find the dungeon, but we will not fight its boss because we do not have good enough armor for that. On my last world, which was medium-sized, the dungeon came before the left side of the world's corruption. So, but as we know, we found at least an enemy from the Crimson before we found the dungeon. So there is either the potential for 3 Crimson biomes, or the dungeon is just pretty far over. Let's just dig a bit of a hole here. And hope that this is not the main desert biome while we're at it, because that could be quite annoying. Okay, now it looks to be just a desert biome. Now, if I remember correctly, Crimson actually can't spread through walls until hard mode. I'm not entirely sure about that, but I hope so, because I only have a wooden hammer and I'm not destroying any of those walls. Ah, paper airplane. What's that do? It's range damage. Oh god. How deep do I have to go with this? So I know it can only spread through grass and not just plain dirt. And it can also spread through stone. But I don't know if... I suppose it ending in copper is just a good and lucky option, because I don't know if grass can just spawn randomly, or if we'd have to plant it on dirt. I think I remember having to plant it when I made sky bases with different biomes in them. Ooh, a chest. I wonder what's in it. Treasure, perhaps? Maybe something we don't already have? No, it's more of the same. And is this... How many deserts we got on here anyhow? Let's see, there's... one there that I suspect is the main one. And there's one there that is, I suppose that's Crimson, not Desert. So we're still with a little bit of uncrimson desert next to it. So that might not count towards how many deserts we have in World Gen. But that's still, this is still technically desert number 3. And it looks a bit small, so I'm assuming that it is, well, it's okay size. It's bigger in that one, actually. That one's got the cracks and crevices, so I think that's the one that goes underground. And we have sunflower here, so I can run back to the crimson on this side and hopefully cut it off. And a goblin scout already. All right. I don't remember the correlation to goblin scouts and goblin invasions, but that might have just made it possible for us to get one. Or it could just happen anyways. I'm not entirely sure. And we have located the dungeon. All right. We can go ahead and grab a water candle for the sake of events that we want more enemy spawns for. And, you know, we can just dive a little ways into the dungeon and then realize that there's not a chest right near the entrance and give up. The dungeons get bigger in larger size worlds. Because if so, this thing is going to be massive. Otherwise, it's not going to do as good a job at cutting off whichever one of the biomes ends up on this side of the world. And we have... what is this, number 9, I want to say? There were 4 on either side of spawn, right? And there's another goblin scout. He dropped 2 tired cloth, which puts us at a total of 3. I think we need like 10 to force summon a goblin army. But I'm not entirely sure. Will we get the fisherman on our second attempt? It would appear so. Of course you weren't drowning, you were way up here on the beach. Okay. I did take one of those, yeah, there we go. Gills potion, so we no longer need to worry about drowning. We do, however, need to worry about lights and sharks. and whether or not there'll be any loot over here. Because one of the main causes of having so few chests at the bottom of the ocean is just that there's very few locations down here where there's space for a chest. Since some of these spots here at the top don't even have 2 spaces of sand flat out for a chest to spawn on. Either way, it looks like there was only 1 water chest on the surface of the world between the 2 oceans, which is disappointing. Not that there's too much to find in them, at least in the oceans. Is ice chests or water chests that you find the ice skates? It's probably ice chests, and water chests are where you find what, the water walking boots. Somewhere along there we managed to get an angel statue. And it would appear that we have a star that was not in the chest that we had all our stars in. So we can actually make an additional mana crystal. And then we can continue working on the house, because we are going to need a lot more rooms since I will not be working on additional rooms for a while. Okay, so I think I'm going to stick with this offset a bit and do something like this. And just make it a double offset in either direction. Although I think I'll need an additional layer of these. So that way when I hammer them, they will not have any walls slipping through on either side. There we go. That looks totally acceptable. I suppose I could always just move the door elsewhere for the second room that's going to be over there. I forgot walls. I forgot to make walls. There we go. Now, where do we want to put the door for this? I think we don't have to worry about walls poking through here since both sides are inside the house, and this door is unopenable. So we're gonna have to move this campfire and keep the central way clear. That'll do. Okay. Can we get away with one on the wall here? that be? The room is too small. Okay. I suppose that means we're gonna have to move this table then. Right. Now the question is, oh, well, I suppose we should probably move some people around here. The angler moved right on in. Okay, I see how it is. Now, one thing is that I don't want an NPC in the chest room. And preferably, I want to move these two guys elsewhere. Because I don't want NPCs entering the chest room while wandering around during the day. That would just be annoying. Because they'd get in the way and prevent me from opening my chest. Because when I right click, instead of opening the chest, I just open their dialogue. But it'll do for now. Since I don't really feel like spending that much time building all in one go. And there's a lot of... At the very beginning of the game is when you get the most NPCs. I'll probably put special crafting stuff over here. Or maybe more chests. Well, let's get to sorting. I'm sure this will be oddly satisfying to someone. Oh, and here we have a goblin army before we can even finish sorting all of our items. Well, since I never finished creating the moat on the right side, I might as well just block the door off. Although I suppose I have a minute before they actually arrive. They're just currently approaching. Oh, they're here. Or are they? Yeah, they're here. Ah, they're dealing an actually decent amount of damage. Where's that? They broke down the door, but couldn't get past the clay block. Anyways, where is that magic thing we found? I think it's in the chest. No, it's not in there. There it is. Crimson Rod. That should take care of them. At least for a while. Does this thing do ongoing damage? I never knew that. Anyways, I suppose as long as the goblins are being walking right into death. Never mind, I forgot some of them are only 2 blocks tall, so we can't just leave a 2-block gap like this. Anyways, as I was saying, we can continue with sorting all of our items while the invasion goes on. We have successfully defeated the Goblin army by ignoring it and putting a rain cloud out. Is the painter connected to the Goblin army? I don't think it is. I think he just took a while. Okay, these things are pretty cool. Oh, and there's the zoologist. I assume that means our rooms are full? Yes. Yes, they are. Can we put the guide back on the bottom without a spare room? No, we cannot. how did we get godly an item we craft? Now correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the second best modifier. We're up to 21 gold now. Although I think that is going to be the end of at least this episode, because we are getting to about an hour and we complete an event. Don't want to do too many things in one episode, you know?